Before I continue making my second floor wall layout, I wanted to modify one of my stacked walls. And what I'm showing on the screen here is this is our standard stacked wall here on the right. We have a 2x6 stud wall and brick on the first floor. We have a bond area, which is illustrated in the 3D view. And then I made a quick rendering here. And then we have the second floor wall. But I know in this space right here, which is this space right here, that I want that wall to continue all the way up. So I want to fix that before I go any farther into laying out my second floor wall, because I want to make sure that my second floor walls line up correctly with the exterior walls. And you can see that, remember in the last tutorial where I was laying out this, I said, well, look at now, these walls don't line up. I have to start to modify that a little bit because there's something wrong here. And what's wrong is that my first floor walls are this thick and my second floor walls are this thick. But if you take a look at the image here, I want that gypsum board to be flush all the way from the bottom of the first floor wall to the top of the second floor wall. Now, I put in the subfloor. We haven't done that in our tutorial yet. So I took it out, or I hid it on this view so you can see that what the total stacked wall looks like. But I forgot that I left this turned on when I made this rendering. So I'm going to make a new stacked wall, and that's the purpose of this tutorial. I know that this space is 2 stories tall, that it goes from the floor all the way up to the second floor ceiling, but this assembly is not correct. I can't use that assembly. So that's a section right through here. I'm going to go back over and close these other 2, so I just have one drawing on the screen. I'm going to come over to my stacked walls now and go to that view and see where my wall is. And that's the wall that I had made. We made in class with the siding on the second floor and a second floor bond, and then brick on the first floor. And I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to make a new stacked wall. And I'm going to look first to see how much thicker do I have to make this stud wall in order for this gypsum and this gypsum to line up. And if I try dimensioning it, let's see what happens. I'm going to go, notice that Revit's not letting me pick the interior line. So I hit the tab key. I hover with my mouse over what I want Revit to select. And then I hit the tab key until it actually highlights the object that I want it to select. I could also use the outside face. And I want to go to the outside face here. And I see that I need to thicken that wall. I have to add 3 more inches to this stud wall in order for the gypsum to line up. So I need to make a wall that is 3 inches thicker. So I'm looking for my wall that that's just the second floor wall, and I don't see it. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to figure out what it's called. So I'm going to go over here and check it out, and it's second floor wall 5. Oh, that's not true. I have a different type of wall set up here. If you notice, I have more walls stacked on top of this because this is the actual way that the wall would be constructed. But I'm not asking you to add those extra 2. So number 3 is what I'm looking for. It's second floor wall. So I'm going to say okay to that. Back to here, which is the first floor plan. Oh, that's the second floor plan. I'll go back to the first floor plan. And I want to add architecture, wall, And this time I want to add my second floor wall in there. So where is that? Let's see if we can find that second floor wall. Second floor wall, that's what we called it. And I just want to add that into my group of walls here. And now we'll go back to that other section. I just put the second floor wall in right here. It starts at the first floor and it goes up to the top of the first floor wall is fine. I can say that. I just for demonstration purposes. And so now I want to copy that wall because I want to make a duplicate of it and make it 3 inches thicker. So let's edit this wall, duplicate it, and we'll give it a new name and we'll call it second floor wall +3. And that makes sense when I go to look for it now, okay? So I need to change this. Remember we said we wanted to make this softwood lumber 3 inches thicker. So I'm going to add 3 inches to that, which makes it 8.5 inches and say, okay. And say, okay. So now I have a wall that is that extra 3 inches of thickness, and I can edit this one that I just copied. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call it great room. So that will make sense to me. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to change from this wall, which was second floor wall. We're going to go in and we're going to change it to, what did I call it now? Second floor +3 inches. And look what happens when I say, okay. Now that wall is plus the 3 inches. So now these walls will line up. And in the bond area, I want to probably, you know what, let's do this. In my bond area, which is this one, it's a foot tall. I'm going to delete it and I'm going to make this wall, I'm going to make this the variable, and then I want to make this wall another foot. Let's see what happens here. How does that? That's so good. It looks right. I just have to change the height of the. I need to add to. Let's see. That looks really bad. Let's edit that again and see what I did wrong. I have no longer got a first. I don't have my first floor wall in there anymore.